Remix. 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 Remix.
Oh, yeah. Welcome out. This is the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Liberation Media. In case you didn't know, I am the Ear Doctor. And yes, it's time to give you some of that, which you get nowhere else. But right here. And trust me, we will not catch lockjaw. We will not plead the fifth with my people. My brethren, the one to call Evan. And coming through stomping, not from Compton, Renee Johnston. They always be like, is Renee from Compton? I'll be like, nah.
I'm like, who asked you that?
Like nobody.
It's
What's
like
good,
that.
y'all?
People be saying that you from Compton.
It's Renee Johnston from Compton.
The most random assignment of location ever.
Yes. Hey, how y'all doing out there, man?
Good.
Oh.
How y'all doing? Welcome back, Renee. Good to have you.
Looking good.
And listen, look, always with the jokes. So always with the jokes.
My bad.
And I came on and said hello before I.
You
before
did.
I
That's why I was like, yo,
shadow.
you look. Yo, if y'all can see Renee, oh my goodness, exceptional.
I can't stand you.
It was a treat. It was a treat this morning. I was.
See? Look at that.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah. And Evan got his man wig on. What's good, Evan?
Just I'm here. I
With
showed up.
With his tear tat. Oh man.
Yeah, man. I was like, what? Tear doctor.
My bad, man. I'm just excited. I'm just happy. I'm here with y'all. How'd it go this weekend, Evan?
Oh, you got me. No, this past week and weekend was awesome. I was in the Bay for work for two work conferences actually. They were both really dope. I actually made a connection to one of the illustrious chat members out there. So that was crazy, full circle moment. But yeah, man, shout out to all the people who were out there. It was work conferences focused on worker cooperatives and Black worker cooperatives. So it was really, really dope. Very much tear tat comeback. So make us crazy. But yeah, no, it was really dope. So I'm on a high from that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. All right. And your biggest takeaway, we got to learn something from you.
You know what? I had a lot of takeaways actually.
Just one, please.
Nope. You're gonna get all. No. I think the one big one was that there are a lot of people out here who are politically aligned, right? Mm-hmm. That are doing economic cooperative work. That's I think an important aspect of the work that we need to be doing. So that was dope to just kind of see the range of work that people are doing out there, and hear about different projects and work that people are, initiatives and things like that. And then it was also interesting. So one of these spaces could use our brother Jared Ball. I would say that could use his wisdom and his research as well. I think the overwhelmingly, right, at like the Black conference, like most people were very much politically and ideologically aligned, but there were still some outliers of like, if we could have a little bit sharper political analysis, clear understanding of what we mean by worker cooperatives, then this could be better. But overall, really mostly positive feedback and stuff like that. So
That's good. I walk
very
into
dope.
place.
very
I
dope.
walk into places sometimes and be like, this place could use some of my savoir faire. Renee, how was your weekend?
Yo.
True. It's true. It's true.
So it was actually a good weekend. We worked our way down to Durham, North Carolina at the end
Ooh,
of
the
last
sticks. You got to see cotton fields and stuff?
and no.
Not confident.
It
What?
is.
Okay. But I don't even know how to answer that.
You just keep going. Renee, just keep going.
Okay, true.
Go past it.
But shout out to A-Rob because I was
Hey.
like, yo, I'm in Durham. And A-Rob got up and rolled out, met us for breakfast. It was dope. I got to meet her in person. See, always with the jokes, ear doctor.
Yeah, A-Rob said
But-
respect on Durham's name.
Is A-Rob always so happy when you see her? Always in a good mood. Is A-Rob
I
happy?
mean,
She was good.
yeah, she's good. It was.
You feel like people are not in a good mood when they see you, ear doctor?
No, A-Rob, come on, yo. It's always something going on. She be like, well, this just happened, and I had to go blah, 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 blah. And I've never seen a smile on A-Rob's face.
Well, yes, there were many smiles.
Okay,
and
cool.
We hung out, and it was very, very cool. Very cool. And then we had your doppelganger on.
Yeah, I see.
Wait, oh.
The mole. I've been telling yo, it's the same place and everything. Like the older version of me.
Yo, that's hilarious. I've just now.
Did you just notice it?
Just this moment,
Yes.
I'm noticing that. That is hilarious.
Yes. So Ajamu was on and gave some real. He just dropped some jewels as always. Good information. So that was cool. And then unfortunately, I had heard it on Friday, and then it was confirmed on Saturday that we lost Johanna Fernandez, who has been a staunch abolitionist and fighter for political prisoners, has been working with Mumia and bringing his voice to the world, help curate his writings and his works for the collection I think it's at Brown, right? That collection, isn't it at Brown?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure.
And so we got a note from Clow who was asking if we could do something in memoriam at some point soon, which I'd love to do. I read her book on the Young Lords, which was fascinating. So much information, and we used to run those abolition workshops here, and she was a resource, and she helped guide me with a couple of things. She got Mamiya to record something for me for our Black August meeting. She ran a panel for me. So I mean, it hurt my heart to hear that we had lost her. So
So how do you say it? Is it Happy Black August? I mean,
I don't think so.
I don't think it's happy, right? Like, what do we?
That's
good,
so funny.
good Black August.
Yeah, I've heard. I remember I think it was Diallo, bro? Diallo was saying Happy Black August on the last Earn Your Liberation show, but it's
not about being happy.
Yeah, I mean, so I think what commonly we'll say is it's a commemoration, not a celebration.
Gotcha. That's right.
So yeah, I think I've heard different kind of entry points, to welcoming people into Black August, but generally speaking, that's less of a celebration, more of a commemoration. Exactly.
Yes, I'm starting my reading and cleansing next week.
Next week.
Yeah,
the training and the fighting too. You gonna do it all?
I always do that. Come on, look at that right there, boy. I'm going definitely next week. I wanted to this week I'm gonna start by just doing like one meal a day, lessening what I eat, and then next week I'm gonna go hard. All right, where we at? I guess it's time. I didn't do anything this weekend. I just laid up. I laid up. I didn't have a gig this weekend. I binge watched Reasonable Doubt, and that's a hell of a good show with writing and stuff. I like it. I don't even know if y'all know about that show.
It sounds familiar,
It's
but
a black sister that's a lawyer. She dealing with
yes,
family
yeah.
issues and yeah. I like law shows and stuff like that. I like to figure out, you know, stuff like that.
This is my first time. This is my first time hearing about this. But
It's all the shows are named after Jay-Z's albums and songs. And the show is called Reasonable Doubt. So it's pretty good though. Good soundtrack. Oh my
you
god.
know what? I did see 3 movies on the plane that I actually enjoyed.
What was that?
So you saw I don't know if you know the Super Mario movie, that like the animated one that came out more recently.
Yeah.
There's a sequel called like Galaxy or whatever. That was actually pretty good movie. They will. I think it's the one with Zazie Beetz in it. They Will Kill You. Yeah, They Will Kill You, which was didn't know.
Oh yeah, with the old girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
I enjoyed weird.
I enjoyed that.
It was a good fight and gore type movie.
I did not expect that. Zazie was going ham in that movie. That was very entertaining. Yeah. Something else I watched. It's gonna come back to me.
Listen, I'm taking the kids to go see Spider-Man today, so that's my anime geek out for this morning and for later today. And
didn't you take your daughter to see Supergirl?
Yeah, Supergirl. We was gonna go see the Odyssey, me and her, but the movie's too long, and we decided.
You knew how long it was before.
Yeah, well, we decided we're gonna wait till it come on TV so we can, take breaks. Movie's damn near 3 hours.
Who was the we? Was that you? You decided that you're gonna?
I was speaking French for us. Yes, we. Unless you want me to go to sleep in this movie, we gotta wait. So but when we watch Doomsday, that's gonna be like 3 hours too, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be. I'm sure.
Yeah. So I'll hold on my energy till then. All right, I guess we could go ahead and take a break and get into it. I'm sure we got some things to talk about. Let's do it right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show.
Oh.
Yeah, damn, I hit the right button. There we go. Good morning, my people. It's time to go. Yo, I flow like H2O and bro. Tell y'all, everybody out here in the place. It's time to go. Now, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's red. Yeah. You can donate where? At blkliberationmedia.org. Yes, sir. Get you some merch. Be fly. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk about this weather conditions we got around the world. All right, let's start off with ATL. It's not hot as hell. It is 84 degrees today, so chilling, a little cloudy. DC area, 85 degrees. Also chilling, a little cloudy. Chicago, 81, chilling, a little cloudy. Not too much sun going around the world today, but a little bit in Houston. Well, a lot. They got a high of 96 degrees. Panama, big up to the Panama Canal. They got a high of 84 degrees. And last but not least, Cairo, Egypt. As I never hear people say I want to go to Cairo, Egypt, but they got a high today of 98 degrees, which is kind of hot. And I'll tell you what else is kind of hot. A lot of people, after they seen this right here, they was a little hot.
Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5. Go ahead and ask me a question. You 5. I have a secret document that I think you need to say.
All right. With that said, let's get back to it right here on no other than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. The field. I plead the field. I get up here and I'm going to plead the field. Well. I think that's something. Imagine that. Imagine that. Unbelievable with that. Someone would.
You might be the only person that's surprised by that. Because I'm certainly not. Were you surprised, Evan? Because I wasn't surprised.
I was not.
This is what they do.
Yeah. Exactly.
Boy. For months of being called the bad guy. Boy, I tell you.
I mean, I don't know how much of that's going to end just because
we're talking about a certain time in this pantheon or whatever you want to call it, when I was the bad guy because I chose what to do with my body, and everybody was like, ancestors were speaking to me. It can't scientifically be told. You know, when your ancestors speak to you, when you do a little research and you just be like, you know what, something just don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? You can't explain that to everybody, but you have to know who you are. You have to be, have faith in whatever you have faith in, and just go with it and do you. That's all I'm gonna say about this topic. Anybody else?
Renee.
Oh no. I made my point, which was no one should be surprised that this was the
ouch. Oh boy, it'd be the ones that took it that be mad at you because you didn't, and they just find reasons to be mad at you. I'm like, I never said nothing. People came at me. I'm just a messenger. That's all. Like, do you right?
No, it is definitely not do you in a public health context, but we're not going to get into that too much this morning. But I'm happy that ear doctor, that you have people around you who clearly take their health, importantly, and make sure they're vaccinated, to make sure that you are, safe, right? Around you that's keeping you safe. Almost like a herd protecting its weakest, smallest member. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Dre, walk the other way when you see me so you don't get contaminated.
Oh
boy, I tell you, it be the hurt ones holler. My girl Kim say it all the time. All right, so I guess we could go ahead and hit this map, because it's quiet as hell around here. let me find something, because it's an awkward silence going on around here, boy.
I want to make something really very clear.
Go ahead.
Very quick. So, Bud Continuum, which is not a real name, we'll know, says, can y'all stop being afraid to debate with the ear doctor? People need to hear the logic or lack thereof. Here's the thing, right? Ear doctor made his decision. I'm going to fight with him about what? He made his decision. There are a lot of people who made their decisions. There is clearly no doubt that there was an actual pandemic. People dealt with it, how they chose to deal with it. But me having an argument with Air Doctor regarding his personal choices when he's a grown ass man, right?
Yo.
And folks had these conversations, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. And frankly, I am like, there's just arguments I'm not having with people. And this is one of them, because there are a lot of choices that people make that are for them to make about their bodies that I can't be fighting with people about. So, you know, I'm just saying, y'all, you know, there's just there's just certain things that I'm not fighting with people about, and that's going to be one of them things. So, and I think I was very clear that I'm not shocked that Fauci pled the fifth. There was a lot of nonsense happening within the U.S. government while all of this was going down.
Mm-hmm.
There is still a lot of questions that I have, and Fauci was never going to answer them. So, yeah, just saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, point well taken. I don't think we need to constantly relitigate stuff, right? I don't know, like, but I do think that, like, it is important for us not to get confused about the way, like, the political gamesmanship that Republicans, Democrats, these political actors are kind of playing because of their own individual personal interests. I don't want to confuse that with, right, the legitimacy of science, vaccines in general, right? And him pleading the fifth does not, equate to, I don't know. We just got to be clear about what we're actually talking about. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't have much to say about it other than,
me neither. It is just not an argument I'm going to have, and people can feel free to, do what they do.
Yeah.
Where should we start?
We can, since we're on this, we can just start another, I'm sure another story that your doctor was fascinated by. This
boy.
This no calorie or low calorie sweetener thing. Let me see how I open this. Give me 1 second. Get it up.
Do we have some health stuff we're talking about here?
We do some health stuff. We also have important, I think this was actually written in a way that, we might be able to glean some scientific insights from it, dare I say. Or kind of like practice a way to actually read this stuff.
Yeah, I know, because people said that I hate science, which is crazy.
We're not gonna talk about that right now.
I know. Let me stay out the chat.
Okay, so this story: new study links artificial sweeteners to faster memory decline. So this was, a little interesting. People who consume higher amounts of certain low and no calorie sweeteners may experience a faster decline in memory and thinking skills over time, according to a new research published in Neurology, the medical journal of the American Academy of Neurology. The study found an association between greater sweetener intake and accelerated cognitive decline, particularly among adults with diabetes and those younger than 60, which is a huge range, by the way, right? Just like everybody under 60. Researchers emphasize, however, that the findings do not prove the sweeteners directly cause the decline. This is important, right? And this is when we're talking about finding, links, right, scientifically versus finding causality, right? Like there's a higher scientific standard to say that this thing, like, fundamentally cause A cause B, right? But you can, at a lower scientific standard, say that, like, these things seem to be linked, right? So I do want to kind of highlight that. I'm sorry about all these ads. I don't know what is happening. My screen is going crazy right now. Jesus. Yeah, like, this is nuts. This is nuts.
Attacking your computer.
It's because it's USA Today.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like, what is going on?
They want you to pay money to undo all that nonsense.
So basically, they trying to bioengineer some more stuff and put some fake sugar in it so that they can make more money off of something.
We're not there yet. We'll get there. Okay, so quote, low and no calorie sweeteners are often seen as a healthy alternative to sugar. However, our findings suggest that certain sweeteners may have negative effects on brain health over time. So study author Dr. Claudine Kimi Suemoto of the University of Sao Paulo said in a statement. The research followed 12,772 adults in Brazil for about 8 years, right? So, like, a good amount of people, even better is over several years of study, right? Tracking their diets and cognitive performance through repeated assessments of memory, verbal fluency, and processing speed. Researchers evaluated 7 commonly used sweeteners: aspartame, saccharin, acylfame K. Sorry, I don't know how to say that one. I was gonna say, like, you're not doing things through these.
Nah.
Erythritol, xylitol, sorbitol, and tagatose. Participants were divided into 3 groups based on their average daily sweetener intake. Those in the highest consumption group averaged 191 milligrams per day, while those in the lowest group averaged 20 milligrams per day. After accounting for factors such as age, sex, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular disease, researchers found people with the highest sweetener intake experienced a 62% faster rate of cognitive decline than those with the lowest intake. The difference was estimated to be comparable to about 1.6 additional years of brain aging. People within the middle consumption group experienced cognitive decline that was 35% faster than those in the lowest intake group. People who appeared to be most effective, again, were just adults under 60, which, as I said before, this is a huge range. The link was also more pronounced among people with diabetes who may use sugar substitutes more frequently because they are often advised to reduce sugar consumption. When researchers examined individual sweeteners, 6 were associated with faster declines in overall cognition, particularly memory. So all of those listed: aspartame, saccharin, this one asphol K, erythritol, sorbitol, xylitol. Tagatose was the only sweetener in the study that was not linked to cognitive decline. So this part is really, really important, what it does and doesn't mean. And I know we're getting a bunch of stuff in the chat, so I'll have to come back to that. Researchers cautioned that the study was observational, meaning it identified a relationship between sweetener intake and cognitive decline, but could not determine whether the sweeteners caused the changes. So I do not want us to come away from this saying, fundamentally, like, these sweeteners cause cognitive decline, but this is kind of pointing out a link. The study also relied on participants' self-reported diets, which can be subject to inaccurate recall, and it did not include every artificial sweetener currently used in foods and beverage, right? So this was not like a,
fully extensive, include everything, be distinct with ages.
Yes.
Okay.
So this was a lower scientific standard, right? You're relying on people's memory of what they ate, as opposed to, say, like, having them in a controlled environment and then tracking it, for instance. Or that's like a very different standard. And you're also not looking at every sweetener, right? You're looking at a very small specific subset. So again, right, this is implying something, right? But it's not at a level that we can say, like, this equals this. And this is the final quote. While we found links to cognitive decline for middle-aged people, both with and without diabetes, people with diabetes are more likely to use artificial sweeteners as sugar substitutes, Soimoto said. More research is needed to confirm our findings and to investigate if other refined sugar alternatives, such as applesauce, honey, maple syrup, or coconut sugar, may be effective alternatives. So that's, I think the overall takeaway from this, right, is that this is potentially a link, right? But it has not been, it is not causal, right? So it's something to pay attention to, and that kind of continue to pay attention to over time. But maybe in general, just avoid some of these like artificial.
I mean, go ahead.
I mean, see, both of us, you sound like a chorus. I mean, like, this is more about try to find something as natural as it can. Stop messing with man-made stuff if we can, because that's more basically it. Because they're going to keep trying to make money off this stuff, and they're going to try to figure out ways to spend less money to make more money, at the same time get you more addicted to sugar, which is a hell of a drug. So go ahead,
Renee. So studies like this annoy me because like they could have written the same exact thing and just been like, we think that when you put all these chemicals together to make a fake sweetener, there's a possibility that it's going to have an adverse health effect, which, I mean, when you're creating a food out of chemicals, probably not an unreasonable guess. That said, I think people also have a wild misunderstanding of how much sugar they're actually taking in, even when they're using quote unquote sweeteners.
Yeah.
People don't understand that there's sugar naturally in almost everything.
Like
And there's
natural
also
flavor.
sugar in
Mhm.
all like your breads, your like all those things have sugar in them. And so I think people consume foods without even taking any of that into mind. And then right, exactly, all carbohydrates turn into sugar once they get into your body. And so there's but again, and we talked about this last week, we live in a place that has no interest in the like the actual health and well-being of the people within it. And so all of these things are about making a profit. And so there is never any accounting or paying attention to what the adverse effects are when they start concocting these things, to make a thing for people to ingest. It's just not. That's the problem. And so, that's
Damn,
great.
that dog needs some water or something, don't it?
No, I told you I need a new coffee maker.
Oh, that's the coffee maker.
That's the
Oh,
coffee
that's
maker.
funny.
Somebody's literally in there
It's
stomping
bubbling.
on beans over there. Something.
Oh yeah, I need a new one, but I don't want to spend money on it because it works. It just takes a long time.
Oh, stop being so cheap.
No,
So,
sometimes you got
it works until it's not working. Like it's
Okay,
inconvenient,
right.
but until it stops working, I just feel like, what's the point?
Get out of that capitalist consumer mindset, ear doctor.
No, my thing is spend money on stuff you use every day. There you go. Was that capitalist?
It can be, because if you have something that works.
Oh my goodness!
Even
Are you serious right now? I'm
what?
like bed sheets. Spend good money on bed sheets. You use them every day. Certain things you use
But
every
you don't
day.
replace your bed sheets until you need to.
Right.
I'm just saying a good thread count. That's all. Just like you spend quality money on certain things you use every day.
And when I bought the coffee maker, it worked a lot better. But it's been like 5 years, and so these things, nothing is made to, last forever anymore. They're just not. It's working hard. But I tell you what. It will be good.
Right.
It will be good. So y'all be all right.
It's like, damn, there she go again. Let me see though. I'm tired.
Enjoy your delicious coffee, Renee.
Oh, no doubt. All right. Y'all got a story, another one.
Yeah, all I was gonna say, but only other thing I was gonna say about this, yes, everything Renee said, but also
they gonna help you out, Renee. Please, let's help Renee get a new coffee maker so we ain't gotta hear like a dog panting in the background.
Always complaining. You complain when I'm in the car. You complain when I'm making coffee.
Because it's noise. I can hear. Okay, listen, I'm the ear doctor. I can hear very good, and when I hear stuff, it's just like.
Listen.
Well, you know what? I heard that Renee has a birthday coming up soon. So, ear doctor, I know you out here, getting the big bucks from all these DJ shows you're doing.
Don't believe the hype.
Get a fancy. I just you could have some fancy in the mail coming for Renee's birthday. Is all I'm saying.
When is Renee's birthday?
Renee,
the 15th.
Oh man.
Looks like you got plenty of time. Plenty of time, your doctor.
I'll be working all day 15th. I'll be doing the Pan-African Festival, and then
you don't do something on her birthday. You can send it ahead of time. That's what I'm saying. It just needs to get there by the 15th.
Let me come up with my excuse first. So I got to do the Pan-African Festival, and then I got to do a party that night. But I'll see what I can do. Cool. So what you gonna do, Renee? No turn up? You just gonna wait for?
So listen, I am not in charge. I'm not in charge of the family birthday celebration. My husband told me to stay out of his stuff, and so that's fine. I'm gonna let him manage it. But we are gonna do a live show in the morning.
100 and was it? Is
Because
the
it's
150th?
150th show, which is also crazy. But that like crisscross of my the 150th show and my 50th birthday. I feel like I couldn't not.
Damn. Oh, my bad. 50th, huh? That's crazy.
Always with the jokes. Always.
Ooh.
I'm glad we get you for one more year, Renee. I'm glad we, it's always appreciated. I hope you have. Yeah,
we got elders on the show, boy. I love it. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 elders on your show, Evan. Ain't that some shit?
This is my show.
I mean, you come on every Tuesday. I will hope that oh, that's right. When people see you and ask you, you be like, oh no, you be like Judas when they ask him about Jesus. Oh no, that's not me on the Remix Morning Show.
No.
He got spotted, Renee, and he tried to act like, oh no, they spotted me. What? That's a good thing.
It's just weird. I don't perform places as you do, Ear Doctor. So that is a strange thing for me. But I'm always appreciative when people come on and say, and they appreciate the work that we do on the show. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? It's all love. I'm just surprised and don't expect it. That's what it
is wild. I remember this white dude came up to me. He's like, "Ear Doctor, I watch you every morning." I was like, wow, okay. And it was a random ass place, and I was like, okay.
That was at least for me, this was the space where this person brought it up made more sense. So I was like, okay, like not as surprising, but
at one of the rallies or something.
No, just at this conference. Remember,
conference. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, exactly. It's like Venn diagram of politically engaged type of people, but it's still surprising. But appreciate it
because we are considered a niche, right?
Yeah, definitely. Black radical. Yes.
Like, I mean, like this ain't on a lot of people. This ain't mainstream right here. So
no, but that's our job, right? To make it more mainstream, right? To get it out there in front of more people. Damn, this show makes me so sad. Oh, okay.
What is happening?
I don't know. Let me get out the chat.
Well, someone asked the question. David said, have y'all ever had comrades from the trade work blue collar space on? Just curious because I'm a mechanic technician. This space is pretty bleak for those in solidarity. But I know we have definitely on Saturdays. And so I'm just not sure if people, so from answering for me on Saturdays, like our space tends to be one where we talk about the organizing side. And so folks are absolutely trade work blue collar folks, but they're organizers. And so that's not the priority conversation, although it does come up. So for example, when we had Mr. Levy, who is running for Senate in Ohio, he is a blue collar worker. And he discussed that as part of his whole journey. And so, yes. And Angela Walker literally came on the show from her truck, literally from her truck. So, I mean, it's definitely like a thing. And I don't know what's happening right now. So you said there's nothing in person ever, but I literally just said that we're doing a live.
I think they had a lot of fake sugar.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. Carlos from Deculturation. He is absolutely.
Well, how about this? I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. If we got a blue collar person that wants to come on a little later on the show and ask us a question and see if we can, address something. So be it. How about that? We do stuff on the spot. This is live, y'all. You ain't? All right, where we at next?
And thank you, Renee, for highlighting, because I think for somebody dropping in, maybe and they only come and see the Remix Morning Show, they wouldn't have the context of like Saturdays with Renee or some of the other content on the platform, so it is good to highlight the fact that like people, other shows, right, are covering this and maybe don't cover it explicitly maybe the way you would expect it to, but as Renee said, right, these guests are blue collar workers, and like Carlos talks about that all the time, right? His shifts and trying to make that work with the streaming schedule. So yeah, I don't, and in person stuff. I've been to in person something in person when we came to DC, and Doctor ran came into the door. So I've seen things in person.
You wasn't at that one.
You
wasn't there when I came into the door.
I absolutely was.
You was in that room?
I was shocked when I saw it because I was like, I thought you was. What happened? I saw it in person, live in person.
Bringing up old shit, huh? That's what we gonna do. All right. Well, let me let y'all find another story and go. Ouch.
Oh my gosh. What was I gonna say? Oh my god. I completely forgot what we were talking about, but what I want to point about the sugar, one point I was gonna make was that yes, everything Renee said, and that this is a secondary kind of thing coming out of the fact that they need their products to be as addictive as possible for people to come to buy them as much as possible, which is why the sugar is in so many things already, which is why there's this additional need to backfill, say natural sugar with these artificial sweeteners and such. So yeah, so I just want to make that point.
Wait a minute. Look at here. We got a blue collar worker at home. Let's see what Tangi has to say. What up, Tangi?
Peace.
Good morning, everybody. I don't know if you can officially call me blue collar because I'm an educator, and that's a slippery space for all of us.
Your collar is blue.
I get paid $800 a month, so that's blue collar-ish.
That sounds like
it's only 3 days a week, and it is for the community. I have like my hood rate and then my good rate.
So you on the train right now?
Level rates. I am. I'm on my way there. Oh my God, Amtrak is cheaper these days than the Megabus. The Megabus doesn't even exist anymore. They bought out the Megabus, and that joint is $79 round trip. Today I'm at $35. $10 in the morning, $25 in the evening. Shout out to Amtrak.
All right. Is there anything you like to say while you on? Any questions or anything?
I want to say thank you. I'm not going to say Happy Black August because y'all told me not to.
Right. Big up Black August.
So big up
Black August solidarity.
Big up Black August solidarity. I'm learning so much. I may have gotten fired from my job because I watched y'all too often. Let's not start that rumor. You do have to be careful what you watch at work. You do.
Right.
Like,
That's true.
I knew that when I was there, but I kept watching you anyway. So
this is a very niche show, as your doctor pointed out.
You can't watch it everywhere.
You can't watch it everywhere. You absolutely cannot watch it everywhere.
But
I have zero regrets.
Well, Tangi, thank you for tuning in. Is there anything you like to see us do more or less?
I literally just wanted to say thank you because I'm learning so much. I wish I could see Renee. I'm just being honest because I'm like, she's so Newark, and I need to see her. So more meetups.
Okay.
Because I understand totally, Renee, why you're.
Oh, she's going under a tunnel.
No.
All right, Tangi, thank you for coming on. The tunnel came and kind of knocked her out. But hey, that's how we do it right here on the Remix Morning Show live, y'all. Big up to our blue collar workers out there getting it in, putting in that real work. She actually had on a blue collar, like literally.
Tangi, man, thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Where else can you get this type of niche, Black radical political thought and accessible spaces? You know what I'm saying? We can just come on from the chat, on screen. Where else, Doctor? Where else can they find that?
Nowhere. Right here in Black Liberation Media. We got another Black liberation story, so we can liberate our Black people.
We got a couple more stories. Let's do the the teleprompter operator. We can do that one.
Okay. Make sure I hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And all them things, as you see at the bottom of the screen. Donate. Go to the website. Drop some right here in the chat room. Bam. Dead air, undead. What we got?
You are in a mood this morning.
What?
What is happening?
We will
I'm
call the prickly pear doctor.
I'm hyped off my honey coffee. No sugar.
You know, too much artificial sugar.
None at all. None at all.
Oh man.
That's why I'm so
Okay.
congested.
So this is something. Teleprompter operator who allegedly bet on Trump's speeches is out of a job. Dang. You're just trying to make a little money on the side, you know what I'm saying? And look what happened. A White House official said Tuesday that teleprompter operator Gabriel Perez, quote, no longer works in the federal government, end quote. It's tough. The White House teleprompter operator who was put on unpaid leave after news reports he had used inside knowledge to make bets about President Donald Trump's speeches on the online prediction market, Kalshi, is no longer in his post, according to the White House official. The official, who was not authorized to comment publicly about the personnel matter and spoke on condition of anonymity, said on Tuesday the teleprompter operator Gabriel Perez, quote, no longer works in the federal government. Official would not say whether he resigned, or was fired. The White House confirmed earlier this month that Perez had been placed on unpaid leave after ABC News reported that he had used his inside knowledge to win more than $100,000 betting on what the president would say in big speeches, including the State of the Union address earlier this year. The White House.
Wait a minute.
Ask your questions.
This story is about somebody that got fired because they bet on what the president would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but they bet on it when they were the teleprompter, so they knew what the president was going to say.
What dummy would take that bet?
Well, nobody knows that they're the teleprompter when they take the bet.
That's how they caught them, though. But
all my scamming and that. Oh, this motherfucker, boy.
Yo. So, White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt had described the reports of the insider trading as, quote, deeply unfortunate and frankly a disgrace. Robert Denault, Kalshi's lawyer and head of enforcement, said on X following the ABC News report that Kalshi's surveillance team promptly flagged, investigated, and referred these trades to the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission that has regulatory authority over such matters. His statement did not name Perez. Okay, the last one. The ABC report describes suspicious activity on Kalshi's, quote, mentions market, in which users can place bets on what phrases and specific words might be used in public speeches. Kalshi recently began requiring users to disclose their place of employment, and the platform's policy prohibits betting based on information that users gain because of their job.
That's like the drinking game.
What?
You know, when you like watching like a speech or something and they say like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit.
Wow.
If you wrote the speech, like if we're playing the game and you wrote the speech and then made the rules about, every time.
I mean, he doesn't write the speeches.
He doesn't write the speech. No, it's not the writing speech. But
here's the thing. Y'all, he's working for a person who is literally making as much money as unethically as possible. So for me, I'm like, so this is what we picking on? Like, you picking on the teleprompter dude?
Like, and maybe
we're not mad at the billions. Like, we're not mad at the billions, but we're mad at the teleprompter dude.
Literally going to the very bottom of the totem pole to be like, don't do that. So yes, to your point, Renee, that's exactly what I thought about the entire time. Also, the fact that members of Congress can still go invest, trade stocks based off of their insider knowledge, right?
Insider trading, 100%.
Democrats and Republicans, right? Enjoy doing this. Somehow come out of Congress with much more money than they entered with. But you got to hold the line somewhere, and they're holding it at the teleprompter dude. So I just thought it was fascinating. I kind of chuckled when I saw it. Also, I think it's interesting the way this article is framed, as if these people from Kalshi are just responsible citizens, like tracking the trades and trying to make sure that people do this thing, you know, as responsibly as possible, gamble responsibly, right? When they're literally creating a platform where you can bet on absolutely anything, right? Like you're feigning this responsibility when you literally are a part of an organization and a trend that's making everything available for gambling, right? Everything. So it just, I don't know, but that's not critiqued this wider context of them working for people that are, you know, finessing for all this money or Congress, right? None of that is mentioned. It's just all in the teleprompter, dude.
It's just him. It's just him. And Zen makes a good point, which is I'm curious also how often Trump goes off the teleprompter and just says like something wild. And I wonder if he only made 100,000 because because he don't be following the teleprompter.
Loki is a risky bet.
It is a risky bet. You know, like
even if you know.
It is. Just thinking how many times I read stuff and don't say all the words, it's just like crazy. But yo, the fact that people just got all this money just to be gambling on anything is just, it's wild.
I don't know that people have money. I think part of the problem with gambling is people don't have money, and
I'm talking about these
make
people.
money. Yeah, but if he made so, and I don't know any of the details of any of this stuff. Just let me make that very, very clear. But if you go in and you're trying to you're like, oh, I can make some money off this stuff. And you pull together your little bit of money instead of eating or paying your rent or whatever, because you think you're going to win the bet. And so like, this is how people end up in serious gambling debt.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And well, I mean, we know that just like what is it, lotteries, right? Gambling, these are just taxes on working class poor people, right? That's what these are, right? Gambling, the house always wins. And if it's a digital platform, it is no different. In fact, it might be even more pernicious given the fact that they are able to kind of tightly control with the algorithms much more than you would be like a normal kind of casino. But they have to kind of watch you on the monitor and maybe send somebody to come down and get you, right? If you're doing too well, they can just limit you and say like you're winning too much, so we're just gonna cut it off. We're just gonna cut off the winnings, right? So, you know, it is not. I mean, this is even that idea of right. Oh, people have all this money to gamble, right? That is, I think, a similar train of thought as Jared always calls out when people talk about buying power and like why you spend all this money on Timbs and Jordans, right? It's like people spend money on what is made available to them to spend in the economy, right? Gambling is no different, right? So when you see all of these prediction markets being advertised to people, when you see people like, you know, Kevin Hart, right, and all these really famous Black misleadership class type people talking about all these gambling. Drake had a big deal, didn't he, with like a gambling platform?
They got mad commercials of gambling now.
Right. So all of this is targeted. They may do a little bit, right? But they got play money. They got hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in play money. But they are targeting people that do not, right? Working class people that they can. So these platforms can make all this money, right? And just to be kind of, you know, even more specific, I was just curious, right? But apparently Kalshi's user base is predominantly young and male, though recent shifts show a growing push toward female demographic diversification, which means that they are realizing that they are targeting mostly young men, and they are actively, strategically trying to increase their market share with young women, right? So they're trying to capture this other market as well. Roughly 3 million of the platform's 4 million active users are male. 6 and 10 total users are between 18 and 34 years old, right? So these are overwhelmingly young men, right? Young working class men that are being targeted in this way and say, hey, you want to make a bunch of money betting on everything you possibly betting on? And right, that's what's happening. So I do want to make sure that we don't come out of this, right, with any type of understanding of like, you know, blaming the consumer, right, or blaming, right, our people for doing this, right? We have to talk about the wider context, right, and the fundamentally predatory nature of betting in general, lotteries in general, but specifically these platforms, right?
It's going to be more people unaliving themselves, more people violence because debts ain't getting paid and this, that, and the third. And it's really like right there on your phone now. All these commercials every day about doing some type of gambling on your phone. It's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
It
just
is.
glad I
And
ain't.
then
Mm.
and then also a reminder, like, we live in a place similar to the food
Mhm.
where what is sold to people is this individualistic quick way to money. Everybody has to have all the things. And so you get trapped into these games about, like, oh, it's only $2 to buy a lotto ticket. And no one ever counts how many times they spend $2 to
Mm-mm.
see could they have saved that $2 and paid for something else over, however many years or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it's like trying to that get rich quick scheme, right? And so there are so many people who are chasing that as like, this is the way I'm going to get out of being poor, and this is the way that I'm going to get out of struggling and all these things. And the reason they're struggling is because of the system. And so it's like this never ending, like, just cycle of giving people things to use that are not beneficial to them in an attempt to try and sell them this idea that if they just keep taking these chances, they may benefit in the long run. And it's brutal. It's
Right.
brutal.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back with some more. Damn, did I play this beat already? Right here on no other than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Yeah. I didn't get it ready. The beat. What's good, everybody? Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. Thank y'all for tuning in. Big up to all y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage as rare, and donate where? blkliberationmedia.org. So let's go ahead and give a spotlight on a certain group that I wanted to put you on. Let's go ahead and start it like this. This is Heat Wave. Yes, Heat Wave. Now, Heat Wave is a group that did a song that you could hear on this album called Central Heating. This song is called Mind Blowing Decisions. That's right, Mind Blowing Decisions. Now, this song came out a while back in 1977. So, this group right here, they was pretty dope. They came out of actually they got with a label in UK and came out with this. One of their writers was Rod Temperton. They also were able to put some music with George Benson's album, and it was produced by Quincy Jones. But one of the big songs, like I said, is Groove Line and Mind Blowing Decisions that was redone in the melody of no other than Nice and Smooth. Yep, that's right. They took that same melody. All right, let's get back to it. A little bit of music for you in your ear right here at the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Collisions. Hey, must decide how to.
Do you ever watch reels where they where they find somebody in the background of something happening and it's just like, yo, look at this lady's face while this thing is happening? In the thumbnail, there's and she's sitting behind Dave Chappelle. So it's clearly part of like the comedy show side of this, but her face, I'm like, did she not know what she signed up for? Was she unprepared for Dave Chappelle? What is
Oh, you talking about on the picture?
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
You
hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's what it is. Yeah, a little bit of pulling out the records as you'll see. I got the all my vinyl out now, so I'll be doing a little vinyl pulling. So enjoy.
I can hear it. I can hear
This
the vine.
crackle. Yes. Nice.
All
Did,
right.
did you have a next story?
Um.
I would love to talk about this land situation. I haven't read the article, but it's on that list. The woman who
Oh,
fight
ownership.
over her family's land. I'm curious.
Let's look
I'm
at it.
curious. I haven't and y'all, it's been a rough few days. I'm tired. I couldn't sleep last night. I'm tired.
Oh, that's the worst,
Ugh,
man.
it's the worst.
That's the worst. Especially when you know you got to be up early. Like you're just like.
I can't stand him.
How did he have them just lined up, ready to go like
Just
that?
ready to go. Ready to go.
Oh man, no, I feel that. It is, yeah. You're trying to sleep, you can't sleep, and then every time you look at the clock, you're like, I have this many less hours,
Yes.
minutes until it's the worst. It's the worst.
Yes.
I feel that. Okay, this one. How one woman landed in jail over a fight to protect her family's land. This is already about to piss me off. This is since 2022, a Black Muslim American mother of 7 has fought to inherit land her third great grandfather purchased in rural Mississippi. This looks like the family. Look at them, beautiful family. Yeah. Oh, this is okay. After her release from federal custody. Okay. Excuse me. So I'll just go ahead and read this. You let me know, Renee, how far you want me to go. Janine Labuzan spent 2 weeks in federal custody in June, shuttled from her residence in Georgia to Tennessee to Mississippi after refusing a judge's order to sign away more than 1,300 acres of land she says her family has owned for generations. Her arrest and release came after a legal battle she never expected to still be fighting. It started with a name. Growing up in the Bay Area, Labuzan remembers sitting in her grandparents' feet, listening as they rattled off a list of names of those who had long passed away. For years, she engulfed herself in Black history, focusing on the places she called home in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and in California and Georgia. But she wanted to know more about her own ancestral lineage. She gathered the names she wrote down, inputting them one by one into her family tree. Then she found something new she never knew about her family history. Her third great-grandfather, Charles A. Labuzan, a New Orleans native, owned an interest in over 1,300 acres in rural Mississippi. I just couldn't believe it. Like, what the heck? She told Capital B. So much began to unravel because it's like, you find this, now what's next? She began studying constitutional law, a diversion from the psychology degree she obtained at Howard University. She paid a title abstract and filed a deed to record her ownership. In September 2022, she sued a group of law firms, farms, and agricultural businesses that she alleged occupied her land illegally. She anticipated the case would be resolved in 6 months. Instead, she's been on an emotional and legal roller coaster ever since. I never had more than a speeding ticket, let alone jail. It was very disheartening, but God finally gave me peace. Like, this is a door you had to walk through, she said. The roadblocks and even jail time aren't stopping the Muslim American mother of 7. She's still in litigation and launched a GoFundMe, which has raised over $11,000 after a content creator shared her story on social media. She's joining others, including a Black rancher in Alabama, who is using the courts to hold onto his family's generations old land protected by federal land patents. I'm still confused as to how she ended up in jail for this.
So here's how, because I just read the article.
Yeah.
This is this is so classic. I just can't. So she discovers this land in researching her family, realizes, or per her understanding, her third grandfather never actually signed anything to sell this land off. And so she wanted the land back, and she wanted to retain the land because it was within her family. And so when she refused to sign the deed, which I just think everybody should be clear, if she doesn't own the land, why does she need to sign the deed?
Exactly.
Just saying.
Exactly.
Right? And but eventually the courts basically took the land away anyway. Like they let her out of jail. She still refused to sign, and then they ruled in favor of the banks anyway. She's still fighting, according to the end of the article. If you want to scroll down, I think unless I misread it, she's still pursuing some claim. I don't know if the 90 something acres she's fighting about is remaining land that wasn't part of this particular fight. So she's let go of a portion because she was forced to by the courts, and now she's going to focus on another portion of the land. But it's interesting. And Chitty, I agree. I don't know why they keep emphasizing
I had the same thought. Yeah, really.
I don't know. And Rob, I have seen Silver Dollar Road, and I think we actually talked about it on Saturdays a while back, because same thing. They wouldn't sign over their family land that they lived on. Like this happens. There are so many places where you have these fights over over land that has been passed down. And I think Rob also said, air property, and it's split up between multiple people, and one person decides to sell their part, and then it turns into this whole chaos because some people want to just make the money, and other people want to keep the land. There is nothing worse than for a family for which the heirs all have like separate plans.
Yeah,
because it does nothing but cause chaos.
Right. Yeah, there's apparently the center of this woman's argument is that in the land patent there's a reference that says, quote, "to heirs and assigns forever." So essentially kind of saying that, in perpetuity is my understanding that this belongs to the heirs. It's also to the point of them highlighting the fact that she's Muslim. They also point out the fact that she filed the lawsuit in the U.S. District Court of Northern District of Mississippi. District Judge Sharian Aycock, the first woman to be chief judge in the state, presided over the case. So it's good to know that she had the representation of another woman
to sell her out and steal her property.
Exactly. It's always good to know that it's one of your own somehow that's doing it.
What was her name?
I don't know if he's trying to come with me, but it is Janine Labuzan is how I'm reading it.
I thought you said Aycock.
Oh, that was a.
I can't, Lord.
Why? Just focus. Yeah, sorry.
No, go.
I was gonna say, just so we can, I want to make sure that the story is clear. The defendants, Cochran and Cochran Land Company Incorporated, Cochran Farms Incorporated, Lakeland Farms LLC, David T. Cochran, who passed away last year, Greenleaf Family LLC, and Jennings Farms LLC. These being the defendants already is like, this is not good. This is not good. This is not good for her. All having all these companies on the other side of you, argue she isn't the rightful owner of the land, and that her ancestor sold his interest in the land to the Merchant Bank of New Orleans in 1848. I'm sure the deal between this man as an individual and that bank in 1848, I'm sure it was on the up and up. I'm sure it was. They claim that she's impeding their ownership of the land and slandering their title. And Labuzan contends the sale of the property did not have Charles's original signature, which means I'm sure nothing. Again,
which is why they needed her signature. Like I just want to point out that if you need someone to sign something in order to confirm something, that means the person has some kind of like right, responsibility, like ownership, something. And so you know, but again, and I think this is a massive misunderstanding that people have about land ownership, home ownership, like all these things. Like you don't ever actually own anything, right? Like even after you pay your like you buy a house, you pay your mortgage off, you think you own your house. You own your house, but you don't own the land that your house sits on, because that's why you have to pay property taxes. And if you don't pay your property taxes, they will take your land and your home and say that it's because you didn't pay your property taxes. And not to mention that the government at any time can just say, oh, we need to build the highway, or we need to build whatever thing they decide they want to put in the place of where you've been living. And they'll just take it. And they've done it. They're doing it. There was I think as recent as like a few months ago, there was a town, I think in Georgia, that they decided they were going to build a railroad through. And people had been owning these homes, and like it had been passed down generations. There was like, my family's been here for 100 years. They don't give a shit. They don't care about none of that stuff. And so people have to be very cautious with this whole, this land or home ownership, land ownership, like all these things, which are all, they're all false promises of, some kind of verification that you own something that you don't actually own.
Right.
Let me ask you this. So I hear about it. I'm more of a renter than a owner, but is it, people say that having a house is like having your own bank somewhat, where you can always pull money out when you need it. Is that's usually the pro of having a house?
No, because your equity in a home is very volatile, and it's basically dependent on what is happening around your house. And so you could have equity 1 year and 2 years later not have any equity. So I will say for us, it's more of like the little bit of tax relief that we get from, your interest in your mortgage, your property taxes are deductible, like that type of thing. And also because our rent was getting so out of control where we were living.
That's the thing too.
That I was like,
rent hike.
For what we're spending in rent, like we could have a much bigger space somewhere else, and it would be more comfortable. So, but it's really just trying. It really is. You have to just understand what it is and what it isn't. And I think people get sold very, very often on this like tale of what home ownership actually means. And this lie about the home ownership rate, which does not mean what people think it means.
Can you break that down? Because I know exactly, I know what you're talking about, but I want to make sure that people today are clear about that, because it comes up a lot. So if you just quickly go
so people speak of the home ownership rate when they want to tell people like how great Black people are doing in this country. Like the home ownership rate is 44%. Yeah. But so people automatically assume that means that 44% of Black people own homes, but that's not what the home ownership rate is. The home ownership rate is the percentage of people who live in a home that they own. So it's actually not a simple like, oh, well, there's this many Black people and 44% of that number owns a home. It is 44% of the number of Black people who own a home live in that home. So it's a much different calculation than people think it is. And that number is used consistently to lie and to tell people like the home ownership rate's going up and we have to, this means that Black people are doing okay. And it's all false.
Yeah. So just to be clear, when people hear that 40% of Black people own their homes, they're thinking of all the Black people in the United States, 40% of that group, when it is actually a subset, right? First of, all black people includes black children, right? Black people under 18 who don't own a home or would be dependents, quote unquote. So that's already a lesser amount, right? Then you go to the even lesser amount of black people that are in homes, right? To begin with. And then of that amount of people, what percentage own their home? Correct, Renee? Like that's the kind of like
right. So if let's say we start and we say, okay, we're looking at 100 people, right? The home ownership rate is 44. So let's say 50% of people own property, right? So now you're already down to 50%. You're down to 50 from that 100. It is 40% of the 50 who make that home ownership rate. So it's not, it's not actually, the number does not represent what people tell people it represents. And it's really again, back to Black capitalism and, this cell of like, we're doing better. And it's just not, it's all nonsense because people don't actually understand what the words mean.
So does it depend on your situation where you stay, where it makes sense to buy land or not? Because I would like to buy an acre or two. But then just so I can do some things on it. But I'm like you said, intimate domain.
It's definitely by the individual. 100% where you live, like what is the likelihood that your tax rate on your property is going to change and create a problem for you later? What's your mortgage rate going to look like? What's your payment going to be? It really depends on where you are and what you think you can manage. But, and Dre just said it, and I said it before, like you don't never actually own it because you still have to pay your property taxes, and they can still come at any time and be like, oh, we need this.
Yeah.
So we're taking it.
And I think A-Rob also, this is an important question to probe, right? What is it to own a home on stolen land in the first place? So there's the element of, right, capitalism, right, and private ownership being pushed upon us as like the solution for everything, right? Which in of itself, right, we know is not the case. But then, to your point, ear doctor, if I just look at like, okay, the way this idealistic system, which is capitalism, is supposed to work, right? I get house, I get equity over time, right? That's supposed to work, right? Unfortunately, we have to also account for like the settler colonial element, right? Or the way in which the super extraction or the hyper exploitation, right, of Black and brown and colonized people goes over and above, right, the exploitation and extraction that would kind of be present in the base population, right, or the majority population, really, of mostly white people. So even in that way, right, like it doesn't always make sense, right, which is where you get things like redlining from. So you can be a Black person that has a good job and buys their house, right, but because you've been redlined, right, which is a I would say like a neo settler colonial form of control, that land, that area that you're in, still is not worth anything, right? So you can still make improvements, pay off your home, all this other stuff, and maybe your home is worth less than it was when you initially got it because of all these other things that have happened around you, right? So that's like important to understand, right? We need to continue to kind of ground ourselves in this like settler colonial aspect of this, that even in the best case scenario, like individual ownership is not a solution in this situation, and it's not a substitute for power, right? Like my individual ownership of a house is not a substitute for power, right? If we had power, the land cannot be taken away from the people, right? People would have places to live, right? People would not be pushed out of their homes after many generations, right? Or off their land after many generations, right? But we don't have that control. And it's a good reminder that we don't, right? And that's what we need to be aiming for. Not, oh, you individually do better on your credit so you can individually buy this house so you can individually retire one day. You know what I mean? Like
we was talking about gambling earlier. Living is gambling. Shit, you can go try to rent and be like, oh shit, I hope they don't raise their rent. Or you go get land and be like, oh, I hope they don't mess up the land to take my land. It's more gambling.
To be precise, living in a capitalist economy is gambling, right? Because you're made to gamble with your housing, with your food, right? You know, your shelter, right? Your ability to eat, right? Your ability to kind of have gainful employment, right? Like you're being made to gamble on those things in this capitalist environment where everything has to be, you know, for the means of profit, right? And you know, everything has to be monetized, right? As opposed to, say, you know, an environment or a socialist economy where the people owned everything, right? And that your basic needs were taken care of. And you're not gambling, right? It's not gambling for me to go pursue this interest because I'm not sacrificing the money that I would need to live, right? To have shelter, to have healthcare, to have food, right? All that stuff is taken care of. So I can actually go out and experience the world, right? And pursue my interests, right? It's not gambling, right? But living is gambling in a capitalist economy, right? Because that is what you're made to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, I feel like Kenny Rogers right now. All this gambling, waking up every day trying to keep a roof over my head, make sure, you know. Anyway. Let's take a quick break so we can pull up another story. That's cool with y'all? That's cool.
That's cool.
All right, cool. Let's do that right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. I went deaf on him. Yes, star. I forget what he said, but it sounds good. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in. It's the Remix Morning Show. We got a bunch of dope shows here on Black Liberation Media. In case you didn't know, one show that you need to go check out is no other than Renee's on Saturdays. She did have Brother Juma come through, and let's see what he had to say.
That is exactly what happened a few days ago when this arrogance, this inability, this cognitive deficiency that I think characterizes the psychopathology of white supremacy. The U.S. was actually caught off guard when Iran launched what they said, I guess it was maybe for them a surprise attack on their assets in Jordan, because they had assumed that since they had ceased the attacks on Iran, then that automatically translated into a new ceasefire. And the Iranians like, oh, no. You all attacked us. You all initiated this war. We even engaged in another round of so-called negotiations with you the third time after you attacked us twice, and you reneged on that and started the war again. No. You don't get to determine when this conflict ends.
All right. Go ahead and make sure y'all check out that Saturdays with Renee right here on No Other Than Black Liberation Media. Let's get back to it. Remix Morning Show, y'all. Yeah. Yeah.
What's that like for you, Ear Doctor, looking into the future like that? Your stuff.
I also just want to point out that it's Ajamu. I'm not sure where Ajuma came from.
Juma. I've been colonized, Renee. I don't know how to say these African names. I only know how to say Mark, Luke, and John, and Ruth.
Lord, I can't.
I think that's hilarious because you often mess up English words anyway.
That's what the Bible is. It's English. It's Shakespearean. Come on, man. Stop. That's what I was raised, a Baptist. Baptist boy.
I can't. Speaking of Black capitalism, did you see this article that's also on the list with LeBron coming to Philadelphia?
I didn't get to read it through because this is from last week too. I didn't get to read through this. But...
So this is. I feel like, first of all, isn't there still a huge fight going on in Philly about the arena? Is that not still a thing?
Actually, yo, that's a good point. There was. I'm not.
I don't know. I think there's some Philly folks in the chat. So somebody let me know if this is still happening, because I do remember that there was a massive thing happening because they were trying to move.
Chime in. I know you.
They were trying to move. They wanted to build a new stadium, and they were gonna
displace a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Chinatown, I believe, in Philly.
Yes. And so now, and y'all don't make fun of me because this is definitely not a story that I've been paying attention to. So I assume LeBron took a contract, traded whatever process he went through. Yeah. So he's going to Philly, right? And so the first, like, this is the question that people, LeBron James is known to support Black-owned businesses. What can Philly, like, what in the hell kind of?
That's the thing when they expect these entertainers to come and save communities and stuff like that. You got all these corporate capitalistic people with mad money. You know, when they come and move to your state, they don't be like, so how are you going? But they want these entertainers and athletes to save the community.
Yo, this is also the same LeBron who, correct me if I'm wrong, was caught on a golf course on a hot mic talking
shit about Memphis. Yeah.
Yeah, and like working class people in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this guy?
Oh man, don't act like y'all don't go to certain places. Be like, oh, it ain't the prettiest when I go there. It just got caught talking about like if you went to work in Memphis.
Whoa.
If you went to work in Memphis, and you know it.
But that's not what the conversation was about.
It wasn't about the hotels and stuff being kind of.
It was
bad,
basically saying that the team should move and completely leave Memphis and go to a different city.
Did it go there because he was talking about the bad hotels?
What he was implying was that this entire city should be divested from, first starting with this team, right? Because ostensibly it's like just a working class area. Like, you know what I mean? I don't. That's how I interpreted it. You know what I mean? I don't know, Renee. Like, I don't know how you read what he said.
That whole story came to me secondhand. I cannot stand LeBron James, so I do not follow him. I'm not a fan. I think he's an asshole, and so I don't, what else? Somebody in the chat did clarify for me, and thank you. Hold on, I lost it. Where'd it go? Rafi said there was a big thing, but 76ers came into an agreement with Comcast, so it's not an issue anymore. So I assume that means that Comcast, are they just rebuilding the stadium?
Yeah, it says
it is.
From Robert Brown, I think the stadium issue has been resolved. That is, it won't relocate to Chinatown.
Okay, so they're just going to rebuild in the same place where the stadium currently is?
Yeah, that's what it seems.
Because the one thing I'll say about Philly is all their sports, they're all in the same place. Mm-hmm. So it's similar to like how Baltimore, the Ravens and the Orioles, it's just one big area and all the games are in the same area, which is convenient for people who, like to see all that stuff in one place. But I just think that the absurdity of like, he's known to support Black businesses. So
it's ridiculous. Let's get into the article. I will say, people know I do not follow any of this stuff. If people are not getting punched in the face on purpose, I don't follow the sport. So I did hear about this also secondhand, but I will say the funniest thing that I saw about it was like a meme talking about how LeBron was leaving Bronny, I guess, on the Lakers, and it's a clip from that movie John Q. I guess when Denzel's getting taken to the prison, he's looking back at his son, and the son's like putting up his arms, like talking about this is LeBron leaving Bronny on the Lakers by himself. This is just so like it also kind of highlights the fact that like that Lakers move was a money play, as they all are, but also it seems just to get his son stabilized on that team so then he can go, I guess, and retire in Philly. I don't know. I don't know enough about basketball, but that's
why. That's another thing. It's like, why shouldn't these businessmen, athletes be looking at it as a business? Yeah, go over there and get your money. Go to this team and win a chip, because they look at you as a business, and then they taking advantage of you because you got the passion for playing the sport. Nah, do that shit as a business. Yeah, I want to be on this team. Nah, fuck that team. They garbage. I want to be on this team. I don't see why people be mad at them. Like,
hey, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna do that, it is a business. The owners are treating you like a product. So like you go to work. I'm not caping for no corporation. Like, go to work, do what you got to do, and leave for sure. But don't then tell me that that's Black liberation, that you're doing that you're doing all of this to support the Black community. You know what I mean? Don't say that, right? I think Jared talks about this all the time too, right? It's like, If you want to just have a business and make your money, fine, do that. People need to take care of themselves. Great, you got to pay your bills. Don't tell me that's Black liberation, though, right? Like, don't confuse it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to do that,
in a way, it is.
Hmm?
In a way, it is Black liberation. It's free from having to deal with people.
No.
Let me.
It's LeBron. It's LeBron.
No, you're not gonna let. You're not gonna cut me off. No, you're not gonna. You're not gonna cut me off. No, you're not gonna cut me off. I'm in the middle of a sentence. That's. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. We allow the person to finish the sentence, and then we come in.
But please,
no.
I beg of you.
No, I'm not. I'm not. We don't think the same, and that's all right. We are on the road towards liberation. Let's all get there and take our separate paths. But we're not going. We're not doing that. It made me forget what I was talking about. Go ahead, Renee, since you wanted to butt in so bad. God
damn. Good. No, I'm sorry. I made you forget. I just want us to be cautious with our language. It is LeBron's liberation, absolutely, 100%. It is not the collective liberation of Black people. It is not.
Okay, now back to what I was saying, since I remember it now. I was liberated having my own businesses because I ain't got to have no boss telling me what to do. So that was my liberation from not having people telling me what to do. So it is a part of liberation. It's not the full spectrum of liberation. That's all I was trying to say. But if I don't get to finish my sentence,
But you just proved my point. It is an individual liberation. So I'm happy that you were liberated from your situation by being able to have your business that you use to provide yourself with the freedom to not be under the boot, you and your families, under the boot of other people. But it is not the collective liberation of Black people. And that's what I want us to get away from, is this language of individual liberation being equated to the general liberation of Black people.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I don't know if I would even characterize it as liberation. You can, feel free to use whatever term, feels right for you, I guess, to describe your experience, right? But I do think we need to be clear about what the terms we're using, right? This is in the sense that, right, I think this to me feels like a reflection in some way of what Earn Liberation was talking about with the guys from Earn Your Leisure, who were just talking about, like, socialism, capitalism, it's just these words, it's just, but they all, it's just things, right? They don't have any real meaning, right? Which is a throwaway, right? Because they do have a meaning. These terms do have a particular meaning that we're trying to get to, right? Specific definitions that we're trying to reference. So, and we're in this particular example of liberation, right? This makes me think about another conversation of the way the liberation has been kind of parsed out. In one way is individual versus collective, right? Which I think is maybe a false dichotomy in and of itself, right? But for example, people talk about sexual liberation, right? Like a lot, right? That was like, a whole movement for a while. And I think that's also a false idea, right? This idea that you can be sexually liberated while still under this political economic system of capitalism. Nothing really has been liberated. You're just having maybe more freedom or more choice or perceived freedom that you can get on these apps and find whatever partner, right? But no one has been liberated, right? This behavior has just been commodified in a very different way. And maybe you have like some, semblance of more individual freedom, right? But it's important that is not confused with liberation, right? So like you not be having to work for somebody, your doctor, and, being able to like improve your position and your family's position. Absolutely. better than it was, like, no one's arguing with that. And we shouldn't confuse your individual success, right? And increased levels of freedom, just like we shouldn't confuse LeBron's increased levels of success and freedom with our own collective liberation, or even the term liberation itself, right? Because I think that can be confusing for people. I think we confuse ourselves and we confuse our people when we do that. So that would be my share and take.
And I will say I apologize for cutting you off. You're right. I didn't do that.
It's like, damn, what did I do, Renee? I mean, I thought I was about to say something to get us kicked off YouTube. How you was stopping me up? Like, God damn.
Sometimes we can say things that trigger our comrades. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we don't respond the way we would want to, ideally, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's all about coming to an understanding, and I think that's the whole part of what we need to do more of is not agree, so we can come to more of an understanding. If we all thinking the same thing, then sometimes nobody learns from it. It's like mistakes. You don't learn from getting stuff right all the time.
You're right, Doctor. Thank you so
That
much
is
for
fair.
always being our collective mistake. I'm joking.
Oh,
Shots fired.
oh, wow! I can't.
Ooh, man, listen.
That was Evan's best ever.
That was
right
a great
there.
zinger. That was a
That
good
was a
one.
good one.
That was a
You
good
know,
That was a
one.
good one.
I'm learning,
Like I said.
trying to give y'all some more DC vibes up in the show.
But so this article, though, in short, the article basically interviews various people about how individual businesses in Philadelphia can profit and benefit off of LeBron coming to Philly, because supposedly when he's in an area, he supports the Black businesses in the area. Now, LeBron James, with the amount of money he has, could literally financially support every Black business probably in Philadelphia, but he's not going to do that. And so just real quick, just so like people are like clear, like him bigging up a store or somebody doing a LeBron day so that they can sell their products to the community. That's a wild like look at how him going to Philadelphia is going to benefit the people of Philadelphia.
Like, is it his responsibility? Wild. Is he supposed to? Is that his job?
Oh, I'm not saying it's his job.
No, I'm just asking.
Saying,
I'm like, is that what he's supposed to do when you go to another town? You're supposed to feed everybody.
No, but here's the thing that I want people to not do is to not label him as someone who is going to come into an area where there is a large amount of disadvantaged people, unhoused people, all kinds of Black and brown people who are struggling, a huge working class that cannot afford the city that they live in, and pretend that him coming there is going to be some benefit to the community. Because it's not. It's not his job. It's not his responsibility. He's definitely not going to do it because he's never done it and he has no interest in doing it.
Right.
But just the headline of this alone presents this idea that there is some benefit that's going to happen simply because LeBron James is coming to Philadelphia. That's going to be a benefit to Black people in general via Black business, which has always been a false connection.
For sure. And yeah, it's the rising tide lifts all boats. It's this one individual person's Black person's success means success for all of us. And I mean, honestly, as I skim this article, the amount of people that are just asking for a LeBron night, you know what I mean? That are just asking for just an opportunity or just light kind of affiliation, right? Like nothing material is what I'm trying to say. Like people were just saying like, oh, like maybe we can just do a LeBron night because he's in the city, right? And it has nothing to do with LeBron ostensibly like supporting these businesses. I also think it's fascinating because I'm like, LeBron is a multi-millionaire, right? For sure, right? You think LeBron is going to be like, I don't know, like this idea that like a rich Black person is going to, as you said, Renee, like be in the hood, like going to all these Black locations, like Black stores, right? Black owned businesses, that they wouldn't be looking for like the same overpriced things that the same wealthy white people around them are looking for, right? Like I don't know, it feels like
I mean, he did literally just get caught on a hot mic talking to white people about how shitty Memphis is. Like not being this man is not, and then somebody in the chat was saying he's not even trying to live in Philly. So not even
who wants to live in Philly?
Not even his property taxes are going to benefit the area. So
geez, man.
I don't
Also, no,
Probably be in Jersey.
Philly has delicious food. Stop that, your doctor. Philly has delicious food.
Whoa.
You know, shout out to my my Muay Thai gym out there. You know what I'm saying? Like North Philly, like, you know, chill, your doctor.
Phillies. Nah.
Listen, I actually like Philly.
Yeah.
And there's a spot in Philly called it's Down Under Pizza.
Broad Street, South Broad.
Shoot, hold on. I gotta find it because
listen, I'm from Trenton, man. First of all, when you ride across the bridge from Philly, ain't. First of all. Second of all, who the hell don't nobody want to live in New York? Don't nobody want to live in Philly? They all move to Jersey and then go and ride over there. Stop.
So it's called Down North Pizza, and the pizzeria is owned by brothers who provide housing and jobs to people who were recently incarcerated as a means to help them transition back into the community. So shout out to them.
Yep. Shout out to people already in the chat knowing. Shout out to Rami Elite, North Philly, best one of the best, if not the best Muay Thai gym in the country. Rami Elite.
You know what? He's gonna go to different stores and probably take pictures, social media, and then people gonna want to rush to the store that he went to and buy the products and that's gonna help certain black businesses. So
you know what else is gonna happen? Is that he's going to do that. They're going to have more visibility. They're going to get maybe more traffic. And then because of the economics of what they're trying to do, they will not be able to keep up with the demand. Just like we saw right after COVID, when all of these people were trying to go black business, and they couldn't keep up with the demand because of the economics of the actual business they're trying to run. So either way, right, even if he actually does do that, it probably still will not work out for these black businesses in the way that people think it will.
So he'd be damned if he do, be damned if he don't.
In capitalism, yes.
Yes. And then media is making us, go against another black man. We should be being like, yo, why ain't these white people, these governors, these councilmen, and all these people that got money and positions doing stuff for the communities? But we still trying to get our own to save the problem they put us in, and mad because they not doing it. Ooh,
I feel like mad. Who's mad? I'm not mad. I want people to stop expecting it. I'm mad. I am mad at people who would voluntarily get quoted as to how much benefit LeBron James is going to be for the city of Philadelphia, because he is not going to be. I'm mad at that person. LeBron James is always going to do what LeBron James does, as is most people with money. And it's going to have no material benefit to the city of Philly, to the majority of working people in Philly, to any of the unhoused people in Philly. Like, it's not, I'm not mad at LeBron. I just want to make it very, very clear. I am not mad at LeBron. He is not going to do anything outside of what I expect him to do. I am mad at people for pushing this idea that LeBron is going to do something he's not going to do, because it's a false narrative.
Yeah.
And just one more point on that. Towards the end of the article, it says the bigger question may be whether Philadelphia's economy changes as dramatically. Research from Harvard Kennedy School found that when James joined the Miami Heat, the number of restaurants and bars within a mile of the arena increased by 13%, while employment also climbed. Consultants with the Boyd Company estimate James could generate between 250 million and 430 million in regional economic activity if his arrival creates new spending instead of redirected entertainment dollars. So first and foremost, this is an estimate, right? A projection. We know this is not real, right? This is what people think might happen. And then two, we know that to the extent that there is increased economic activity, we know who captures that activity. The people who already own the economy are going to be the ones who capture the majority of the value from that activity, right? So like, even in this, like, you have to, the article starts with this very targeted kind of assumption that LeBron James is going to impact the black businesses. And then throughout the article, as I can tell, right, the black businesses say, like, we can have a LeBron night. They're really excited, right? And at the end, it goes into like whatever kind of data they can actually put forth in terms of past data from Miami Heat and what they expect. But you see, like that then we're disassociated now to this broader comment about the economy because they know that it's not like they know that they can't target it down, drill down in that way to just like its impact on Black businesses.
Yeah.
And they know also that most of that's going to get captured by not just white businesses, but major white businesses, right? Because we already know like white small businesses don't do that much better than other, like
no, it'll definitely help the economy around there, but Black businesses probably ain't right around there.
Also true. Yeah. Also true. And then also the element of us not getting confused that more businesses equals more economic activity for us, right? Like Jared says all the time, right? There was this point in time period, I think the early 2000s, where like there was an increase in Black businesses, the number of Black businesses, but their market share reduced, right? So like that's another thing that we have to keep in mind in terms of like how this is all narrated.
And there's also, I think, a large part of what's being left out. So first of all, a 13% increase is not big. One, like just basic math, right? 13% is not large. Sure. One. Two, when you consider that most small businesses, you don't own the building, you don't own the means or the process for whatever it is that you're selling. Like you're getting your stuff from somewhere else to then sell it, right? You don't own the means of production. Mm-hmm. So even this theory that like, oh, this can benefit this business, like, like owning a business is a struggle. And people, I think when people don't, and you know this personally, Doctor, like when you are the person who is running a business, shit is real. When we were in North Carolina, we stopped in Greensboro and we went to a little spot called Kim's Cafe and the food was real good. It was real good. But Kim was in there literally by herself doing the whole job. Mm-hmm. She was greeting people. She was sitting people. She was cleaning. She was cooking. She was like, it was a one-person shop. Mm. And the food was good, but that shit is stressful, right? So, so LeBron goes to Greensboro and maybe he bigs her up and, she gets people in or whatever. Like, there's only but so much that benefit is going to bring in the long-term, long run. So yeah, there's that to consider as well.
Plus one to everything Renee just said. And another example in Philly, shout out to DeBros, shout out to Miss Francis, small spot in Philly that has the best, I'm an eater, y'all, the best soul food, mac and cheese, sweet potatoes, fried catfish, you know what I'm saying? And she's well known. She's like really famous, right, in that area because big sports stars come to her, right? Like, to get that food, right? Because she's so well known. But again, right, like this does not translate this individual person's success. Yeah, we can go there. I know a spot, I love Miss Francis. I know a spot where I can go get the best soul food that I know of and that I can access, right, in Philly. And that does not change the broader, situation that most Black people find themselves in Philly, right? So we can't one does not equate to the other, and we can support, our people. We can, go to their businesses. We can shout them out, as we do here, right? But that does not change the broader political economic situation we find ourselves in, and that individual ownership is not the solution, right? For us collectively.
I don't know. It's just like, let's just all be workers and be happy.
Well, we are workers. We all are. I mean, it's not let's be
aspirations of having your own.
I guess
because that's individualistic.
What should the aspiration be, ear doctor, though? Because I guess the point is like we can aspire to better things for sure, but we should be clear about what we're aspiring to. So I don't think the aspiration materially, scientifically, right, statistically, should not be all of us being owners of a business, right? That's not how businesses work.
No, not at all.
That wouldn't make any sense. But I think we should aspirationally make sure that, want for all of our people who are overwhelmingly workers, right, to have everything they need for a healthy, happy life, right? And in order for that to happen, we know we need to change the political economy, right? Like we know that, right? It's not individual ownership of a business, individual ownership of a home, an individual good job, right? Is not going to save any of us, right? Collectively. Individual aspirations are, thank you from Stephen. Individual aspirations are fine. They're just not related to collective liberation, right? There's just no, you want to talk about causal versus, there's no link whatsoever, right? There's no scientific.
I mean, when I did open my pizza place, I was like, yeah, I want to get some money and pay my bills, and but I was also like, all right, there's no food around here in this area that students can afford, and it's not walking distance. So my thought was, okay, let's make some food that they can afford. So I felt like, I was liberating some pockets. I was helping the students out. I was also helping myself out. So I didn't look at it as just individual liberation.
You be
Was I
throwing
wrong? Was I wrong? I gave jobs. I hired people from the community, students, crackheads. I did it all. I mean,
every time. This 9 minutes that we have left is not enough time for us to deconstruct all this.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know, Renee. Do you have a faster?
And now I'm here on Black Liberation Media, waking up to give you all this.
I do. I will say that I think when Air Doctor brings these points up, it is a very valid conversation to have, because I think a lot of people think about things in this way. Like, agreed. I did a thing, I helped some people. Is that not what we're aiming for? And so I think, again, just like you said earlier, just like Stephen said, and shout out to Stephen, because I've done a few like millennials things with Stephen, and he always has such great input. But
shout out to Stephen.
He does. But there is a vast difference between doing something that is beneficial for a limited number of people within your community and the general broader liberation of all of our people. And I think that's always the conversation that we that we have to make sure we don't lose track of. So you having your business and employing people who needed employment, employing students, all those things, shout out, definitely, like, dope. But it is not the equivalent of a broader community, like international liberation for Black people.
Well, how does the forest fire start? It starts with a spark. Doesn't one individual have to spark something to get the fire going?
Hold that thought, Your Doctor. Hold that thought, because I have a
Okay,
answer.
well, while you're holding that thought, big up to Old Grease sending in $20. It's not even liberation. Profit is trading with a surplus, aka ripping people off. To individually liberate by running a business means building selfish habits, thus disconnecting from empathy. What? It's selfish made change. This sounds like a person that never had a business.
So, shout out to Old Grease. Thank you for the $20. Appreciate the support and the comment. Like, you're talking about sparking a fire, but like sparking to what end, right? Like, what you're essentially describing is sparking the flame of like individual entrepreneurship, right? We know where that ends, right? We talk about it all the time, right? You're gonna have individual Black people who are already privileged, right? Within our group, who already have a certain level of class privilege, maybe gender identity privilege, right? Whatever else, right? Going into this market to start a business. Most of them are not going to be successful, right? Some of them will be. You'll have some outliers that are really, really successful, right? And that is sparking the flame to what, right? Having more people go down that path, which we know is statistically not helpful for most of us, which we know statistically is not where most of us end up, which is as workers, right? So to your point, we do want to spark that flame and build more awareness, right? And spread the movement, right? To a specific end, right? So spread that knowledge and that spark that flame around, worker consciousness, right? Around like what actual liberation would actually look like for African people, for working class people, for the global African diaspora, right? So yes, to your answer, to your question, we do want to do that, but we're going to do that to a very specific end in a very targeted way. So we don't have to keep your metaphor, just a wildfire that burns us all up.
All right. Well, we almost at the end of the show, y'all. Anything else? Well, make sure y'all come back Thursday. I will be doing a mix of political music, live mix, different people that actually had some things to say. Yeah, so come back Thursday for that at 11.
Yo, shout out to Dead Prez, shout out to Black Star, Tyler
Oh,
Kweli, Steph, shout out to early The Roots before they were on.
Early Kanye. Me and my daughter was riding around listening to early Kanye. We was like, man, damn.
I got nothing. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Zinzabel wants to bring back something for $5. Speaking of sugar as an addiction, when we gonna start talking about caffeine?
Never. Never.
We never want to talk about things we like. If we
leave my coffee addiction alone.
See?
Renee's like, I got my coffee breathing heavy over here.
See? Ain't that shit? We don't never want to talk about shit we like. Boy. We're like, nah, we can do everything except take everything except for that.
I'm just teasing. I actually do not drink caffeinated sodas at all. The only
you drink soda?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I don't drink soda. I don't drink caffeine in soda. I don't drink, those energized teas and none of it. I do drink a cup of coffee in the morning and that's it. That's it. That's all I got. But it is probably a reasonable conversation to have. I just don't know if I'm a good one to have it because I am literally not giving up my coffee.
We're going to put this on the list of having some dietitians, some, health, food scientists come on. This can be a list of things that they talk.
I got to reach out to some of my health people and bring them on the show so they can drop some knowledge. Because
your health doctor, is that what you said?
Wow. See, I already know where you're going. I already know you on a roll today, Evan. Listen, I like it. I like it.
I just want to make sure we get the health people cleared with the group before.
Nah, fuck that. Old Grease sending in $5. Just please get extra calcium to avoid osteoporosis. Take care of your heart. Avoid wild amounts like 5 cups a day.
Osteoporosis.
What? I didn't say that right?
No.
Osteoporosis? I didn't say that.
You saying it after we say it the right way that's not how you said it the first time.
You tried to slide that in.
Oh man, so y'all really are disrespectful about my health picks and people I deal with.
I feel like you're assigning a lot of like plurals here. I didn't say anything. I didn't respond.
Your silence was enough, Renee.
I asked for a check. I asked for a check for validation. You know what I'm saying? That's all I asked for. I didn't say nothing else.
You ain't slick, Renee. It's like mute. It's mutiny, I tell you. It's mutiny. All right, what you got coming up? Anything on the Paca or BAP or whatever side we got going on?
We got a couple.
Throw your flag up.
Let me share. So a couple things I want to highlight. I guess most immediately coming up on the 8th, we're launching our People's Transit Solidarity Program. That'll be at Anacostia Metro Station if you're in the area on the 8th. This is Black August, so we'll be doing Asada Shakur Popular Education sessions, partner with MXGM every single Wednesday. So it'll, unlike every second and fourth, like we normally do. Excuse me. So this this first one will be on the 12th, Talking to the Streets, a long tradition of revolutionary youth resistance. So come out to that. We'll also have a event on the 22nd, lifting up political prisoners and international political prisoners at Palestine House of Freedom in DC. So come through to that. All this again can be found. Let me actually put this link in the chat. Can be found on Paca's Instagram. So I'm gonna put this here for anybody that wants that. We have a community health walk and People's Pan-African Wellness Front are both on Sunday, the August 23rd. The walk will be in Anacostia Park. And then finally, I want to lift up this manufacturing consent, youth miseducation, and politics of mass incarceration. Again, another ASP for August. So you can come, you see these things on our Instagram. I'll be highlighting things when I come on for the week as well. But just want to give you that kind of broad overview for August.
All right. Renee Johnston, we'll be seeing you this week, this Saturday with somebody.
Yes, we do have to pre-record this week, but
Oh damn.
we're bringing Zora Murph back because Zora was invited to be a part of this like thing if Emmett Till had lived, and the post story of what has gone on since he turned that opportunity down is some wild stuff. And he wrote a whole essay about it. And I just feel like we need to examine how all of these things, like how they all work. It's like some wild stuff that happens. But also, if I can, on
I lost you, Renee, for a little bit. I don't know if it was just me, but
it was just you.
I don't know. Okay, never mind. Go ahead. You go ahead. It was just me.
Also on Saturday, this is the San Diego version. My bad. I just realized I pulled up the wrong one. So there's also going to be a National Day of Action. It's going to be in Newark outside of Delaney Hall. The demands are actually the same because that's why we're doing it outside of Delaney. That'll be at 2:00 outside of Delaney on Saturday for folks who are interested in the area.
All right, dope. And big up to all the people that tuned into the Islam and hip hop classical breakdown with me and DJ Rockwell. I had a great time. We'll be doing another part 2 because so many people we didn't get to. And see y'all tomorrow. Right back here on the Remix Morning Show. I'm the Ear Doctor. That's Evan. That's Renee. And we do this every Tuesday, all Tuesday. So come back tomorrow morning for some more of the Remix Morning Show, y'all. Have a good one. Peace out.
Peace, y'all.
Black Liberation Media is a collective of Black and African organizers, journalists, academics, and media personalities serving Black and African masses seeking to further grow in their understanding of themselves, their histories, and the African world through entertainment and news. Please continue to like, subscribe, and donate to the channel so we can further serve you and liberate our people. You can also go to blkliberationmedia.org, get some merchandise, and also become a Patreon member and a member from the YouTube. Please do what you can, share, and show your love as we will show ours for you. Black Liberation Media.